Alright, Dad, so has there ever been a story that ends well when it starts with, "So I was eating chili"?
I've never heard a story that starts with that.
Well, so Edward sent me an email with the subject chili disaster. This definitely sparked my interest, and I gotta admit I was a little bit scared to read. So he says, "So I'm all dressed up, ready for a friend's wedding, and I stopped by Mama's house." And Edward, that is a good boy to stop by a Mama's house. She has freshly made homemade chili that he couldn't resist. Edward grabs a spoonful and ultimately not all of it ends up in his mouth. Some ends up on his nice light gray vest. He wants to know, "Alpha, what is the deal? What can I do when something like this happens?" And so I really found this question kind of amusing because about a month ago, my dad and I were actually up in Philadelphia together and we were going to my cousin's wedding. Do you remember what happened on the way?
Oh yeah, you dumped your coffee on your, on your white shirt.
Yeah, I've got a white, I am dressed, I put the in sharp. I'm telling you, looking great. White shirt, I was good. On the way there, I was like, oh, I'm kind of a little tired. I want some coffee. So we stop and get coffee. All of a sudden, I take my first sip. Boom, he's like, Harry, you have coffee all down the front of you. I look, sure enough. So I feel Edward's pain. You ever had an embarrassing situation where you spill something on yourself?
All the time.
So what is a man to do? What do? Do you use your spit? Well, if you're drinking coffee and you spill coffee, that is not an option because your spit is brown colored and you'll even stain it worse. What would you recommend they do, Dad?
Go back home or...
But that's not an option. You're out, you're about, you're at an important lunch meeting. What to do?
What I was told and what has worked is club soda.
Tide to Go, gentlemen, the stick. They sell a 3-pack for about $6 in your grocery stores. These little babies are a lifesaver. What happens? You're out, you're about, you spill something. If you've got your Tide to Go pen in your bag, in your car, in your briefcase, in your man bag, wherever you keep your essentials, you simply take it, rub it on the stain, and you are good to go. They also now sell little Tide to Go erasers.
Go ahead. Tell him.
So what happens? And what you do when you have a stain, you actually remove the little eraser and there's a little packet of solution in the back. You crack it, you rub it, takes it away. And for this video, I thought that we would do a little test. I, as you can tell, am wearing a white t-shirt. My dad is drinking a cup of coffee. My dad is now going to douse me with coffee and we're gonna see how this bad boy works. Dad, if you would.
My pleasure. Oh!
Good, whoa!
You said douse you.
Alright, so now I'm going to attempt to use the Tide eraser. I'm gonna grab it, I am going to squeeze it.
Ew.
And there's a solution. I'm gonna use it. Hold on. Alright, don't squeeze it over something that's important.
Wait.
And then, okay, and then erase. Alright, check this out. Now it's wet, yes, but the brown, well.
It's still brown.
These erasers blow.
I love doing these.
Give me that pen. And I think that's pretty good. What do you think, Dad?
It looks great.
What do you think?
Looks good. There's only a little left on the edge.
So gentlemen, the shirt is wet from the solution, but when it dries, it's gonna be almost good as new. What I would recommend is going out and buying a Tide to Go pen. They come in 3-packs for like $6, so it's like $2 a pen. Stick it in your car, stick it in your briefcase, stick it in your man bag. This little baby could save you a disastrous day if you spill something at the office or anywhere. So like, check it out, right? You're with somebody, because it always happens, maybe you're on a date or with your wife or boyfriend or whomever, and all of a sudden you get something like, oh my God, and then you're like, yo, and you pull this out and save the day, you kidding me? Your stock just skyrockets. Gentlemen, Tide to Go.